The pirates holding an American hostage on a drifting lifeboat off the coast of Africa vow to fight any U.S. attack, saying they are not afraid of the Americans. And the ship's captain made an escape attempt this morning. CBS News correspondent Richard Roth is in London with the latest. Richard, good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Well, CBS News has been told that Captain Richard Phillips did attempt an escape and actually jumped overboard off the lifeboat on which he's being held this morning, but was quickly recaptured by the Somali pirates, whose words may be full of defiance, but whose world is one of increasingly limited options. In a covered lifeboat like this one, Captain Richard Phillips and the 4 Somali pirates holding him are drifting at sea a few hundred miles off the African coast, shadowed by a U.S. warship, the Bainbridge. With a helicopter-equipped frigate, the USS Halliburton, steaming to the scene, the Navy's keeping the pirates trapped and isolated, while negotiators assisted by the FBI talk to them by radio, presumably encouraging them to recognize their reality.
We were saying to the hostage taker, you know, if you don't want to deal with us, you're going to have to deal with those other guys, and they got the big guns and all of that.
With the rest of its crew, the freighter Maersk Alabama is now making way for the Kenyan port of Mombasa, and its safe passage seems assured with a security detail of 18 U.S. sailors on board. The pirates and their American captive would have food and water in their covered lifeboat, but certainly no comfort while this plays out under hot sun on the open sea. Harry?
Richard Roth in London this morning. Thank you. Joining us now is Wally Zeins, former hostage negotiator with the New York Police Department. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You would think, I mean, from the outside, here is this great big gun, this barrel pointing right at these pirates. And you'd think there wouldn't be a lot of choices, but these pirates already this morning, they're saying, we're not afraid of Americans. We will defend ourselves if attacked. How do you go about freeing this captain?
Time is of the essence. The important thing is to keep negotiating. We usually work in a 3-person team. We have a negotiator, who's the primary person. We have a coach who coaches the negotiator. And we have a floater who gathers information from all the different services that are bringing intelligence.
Right.
The important thing in a situation like this is to have discipline of firepower, communications, and intelligence, and one leader. The hostage negotiator can only talk to the leader of the hostage taker.
Right.
And that's the name of the game, is to get on the same frequency.
Yeah, these guys they're thugs. These guys are criminals. It's not like, I'm wondering what's at stake, and you know what your end game is, and the negotiator, you know what you want your end game to be. I'm not so sure, do they know what they're dealing with in terms of who's in that boat?
Yeah, well, you know, right now I'm sure they know that's the captain. But the bottom line to it is they're in the eye of the hurricane. You know, right now it's calm. The variables that are taking place, for an example, the weather is calm. They're not having rough seas.
Right.
They're able to.
But you know, does the hostage negotiator know if these guys are willing to give up their lives in order? Do they not care? I mean, that might be that's the wild card in this.
Well, the bottom line to it is that they have to try to get good intelligence from their intelligence officers, from the boat that the Navy is gathering the intelligence, and they will then be given that intelligence, and they will be able to use that for the negotiations. And yes, absolutely, you know, you have to go with the premise that they don't care. Life is very different there than it is here in the United States.
They want money. They want to be let go. Is there any possibility? Can the hostage negotiator say, "Give me the captain back, and we'll let you go"?
There's many things that can be done, you know, and fortunately this is not a terrorist act. This is a professional criminals. And, you know, the United States and other world powers, they do not negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
So we can negotiate with this particular situation.
All right, Wally, thank you so much. Very interesting stuff.